Sama pochene zamlion la corson chani de mojani zamli shi de tuson nam sama pochene zamlion la corson chani de mojani zamli shi de tuson Punkininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama Punkininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama Sama pochene zamlion la corson chani de mojani zamli shi de tuson Punkininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama 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 Punkininda ishi norbu.
Now we have our main speaker, Venerated Tenzin ji. Please, point of view, I think you will bear with us. We are almost on time. We are supposed to close by 6:15. So we are now at 6:05. So we have still time. Please.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. And thank you for inviting me today. And also, you know, I would like to say thank you for the organizer. And today I feel very happy because, you know, I feel that this is like my classroom, you know, atmosphere. You know, as a lecturer, you know, I feel very happy to teach in my classroom, you know. And today is very special. All my students are older than me. I think I am the youngest one here. Isn't that? All of you seems older than me, isn't that? Usually in my classroom, all are younger, around like 18 to 20, something like that. So all are the undergraduate students. So today I feel very pleasant that I have got a very special students here. And then, so here.
We are all grown-up children now.
Okay, now here, the concept of non-violence actually is a very long-standing Indian culture, isn't that? So, if I say something from the Buddhist perspective, okay, what is the non-violence? What is the violence? If I give you the very rough and very, what do you call that, very simple definitions of non-violence and violence. Any action that gives you the result of unpleasant is called the directly or indirectly, that gives you the result of unpleasant is called the non-violence. Any action. Oh, violence. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Now good students are correcting to the teacher. Yeah. Now I've got a very good student. You have proven it. Yeah. Yeah, like that. And then any action that gives you the pleasant, directly or indirectly, that kind of action is called the non-violence. Okay, that is the very simple definitions from the Buddhist perspective. Okay, so when I talk about the concept of non-violence, Buddhists we do not determines this action is violence and this action is non-violence based on the action. We determines based on the motivation and intention. Okay, if I give you an example like that, like parents, they have a huge care towards the children and they have a compassion towards their own children, and children are doing something wrong, and parents, in the depth of their heart, they have a huge compassion, but they are using a very harsh word. Sometimes, parents are hitting to the children. So that kind of, if you look at the action seems violence, but the motivation is out of compassion. So that kind of action we consider as a non-violence. So action like if a guy wants to cheat the girl, if I give you an example. So guy speaks very nicely, sweet talk, and gives a gift, like that. So if you look at the action seems very nice, So, but that kind of action is a practice of violence, because he or she wants to cheat the other people, to give a problem to the people. So that is an idea. So if you look at the Buddhist scripture, there is one story or analogies. Okay, one of the Buddha's past lives, he was working with the guy, and that was his boss. Okay, and that boss actually he has made a very beautiful and very successful plan to kill the 500 merchant when they were sailing the ship from one point to the another point. So he has made a very successful plan to kill the 500 merchant and rob all this money or treasure. Okay, then that Buddha's life, past life, so he felt that oh, this guy is very, very ruthless. Now he is going to kill the 500 merchant. So out of his compassion, he decided to kill his own boss. He felt that if I kill my boss, then I can save the 500 merchant's life. And then he killed him. So out of the compassion, sometimes it happens like that. And if you look at the Tibetan Buddhisms, and Tibetan Kadamba practitioner, we call it Kadamba Lama. Kadamba Lama used to pray those who are committing an enormous sin, enormous negative action in their life. They have made a prayer that, may these people live shorter life. They have made a prayer like that. So that kind of prayer, of course, it will definitely harm to the people. But that kind of action we consider is as a practice of non-violence. Okay, that is the general way of thinking. So when we talk about the motivation, I also feel doubt here. I also feel doubt here. When I go through the Buddhist scripture, there are some message or some teaching that Buddha has taught himself. If I give you an example, like Buddha said, you cannot enjoy the water without, if there are so many tiny species in the water, so you cannot enjoy that kind of water. Okay, so at the time of a Buddha, there were so many arhats there. Arhats, they have a clairvoyance, they have a divine visions, divine sight. They can see. So when we look at this pure water, when they use their divine sights, they can see, they can still see so many tiny species in the water. So they stop drinking the water. So they have got a dehydration. Okay. Then Buddha said, Buddha again, advised them. So when you are enjoying the water, at that time, you shouldn't use your divine sights. At that time, you have to use your ordinary eye. If you use your ordinary eye, okay, and if you don't see any tiny species in the water, then that kind of water is consumable. Okay, so that kind of message is there. So I feel that, if you enjoy something without any motivation, and that kind of thing is causing problem to the any species, so that could be a non-violence also, violence also, yeah, isn't that? I feel like that. So I also, one of the greatest religion, non-violence practitioner is the Jainisms, one of the famous religion, Jainisms, And I have discussed with the Jain Munis. Actually, Jain Munis, they are not wearing a clothes, They are completely naked. So, but Jain Munis, they are wearing a mask, So I asked them, why you are wearing the mask? If you are completely naked, then why you are wearing the mask? Then he explained to me that, there are so many tiny species in the air. So they are likely to enter into our mouths, So it can be killed. So that is the practice of non-violence. And Jain Muni, they are not wearing the footwear. They are walking bare feet, So I asked them, why you are not wearing the, footwear? They told me that even you walk with the bare feet, it can kill so many tiny species. Then he told me that if you wear the footwear, it is likely to kill more tiny, more tiny species. This is what he explained to me, isn't that? So there are so many debatable, isn't that? When I sit with them, I truly enjoy to do a debate with them, And then one time, when I was debating with one of my friends, then we came to know that today's world, I'm telling you truth, today's world, if I say like that, I give you an example, like a doctor, they have no intention to kill the patient, isn't that? Of course, but doctor, they have no compassion towards the patient, that is also true. They are doing, they want to make a fame in their life. I have done 100 surgeries in my life. Okay, they have like that kind of attitude in their life. So, but because of missed surgeries, some patient dies. But doctor, they did not have any intention to kill the patient. But sometimes because of the missed surgery, and patient died. So that kind of action is violence or not? That kind of action, is it all a violence or not? Then another thing, this is happening in current world. One thing, that the patient who has a severe disease, who has a severe pain, in some countries there is a legal process there. They are killing that people, that patient, which is called euthanasia. They are giving an injection to the patient. They are killing the patients. So that means that this act of killing, is it the violence or not? So one time I was sitting with my friend. So we were discussing about that. So one of my friend, he told me that, oh, this is an act of violence, because he is killing the people. But another one, he was saying that it is not a violence, because it's a non-violence, because he is living with a severe pain and suffering. So we are releasing him like that. And another guy, he came. Oh, let's say he told me that, let's say if he or she is she is going to the hell next life, then if I give this injection to that particular person, then we are giving more pain to him, isn't that? So what is that? So there are so many debates like that. So we have to think like that. So another thing, all of us, you have already touched with the Mahatma Gandhi's his his initiative, or whatever, his fighting for the independence. So I have read the Mahatma Gandhi's book very precisely, very nicely. I truly appreciate this great person. He is a great Indian fighter, freedom fighter. So if you look at his book is called Hind Swaraj. Hind Swaraj. Okay, that book is superb, superb. I've never seen such a book like that. Very beautiful book. In this book, he has explained about the non-violence very nicely. So he said that if you seek the truth, he said the truth and non-violence is a two sides of the coins. If you seek the truth, you cannot use the violence. If you use the violence, you cannot seek the truth. So that is his belief, Can you imagine that? So that is the beautiful philosophy of non-violence I have ever seen in my life. And if you look at Buddhist, if you look at the Buddhist nations, Buddhist countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, sorry, I will take only 2 minutes, okay. Burma, even the Tibet also. Tibet, we have adopted the culture from the India, Buddhist religion. We have adopted the culture of non-violence from the India. But still, when Tibet was not under the China, when Tibet was a freedom country, at that time Tibet has both a lot of the guns and military weapons from the British India at that time. So Tibet used to have a military so poor, isn't that? And if you look at the Gandhi has explained very nicely about how to administrate the government, how to administrate the government based on non-violence, how to defend the nation. Like he has also explained about the demilitarized based on the non-violence. But this person, he was born here, the philosophy of non-violence developed in this country, but it's unfortunately that country itself is not following his idea. Isn't that? So it's very sad. That's, this is what I wanted to share. All of you, I have seen that everybody has a sheet, paper. You have prepared very nicely, but I'm unprepared today. I'm sorry about that. My my presentation was very disorder, okay, whatever it is. But she called me yesterday evening, so I did not get a time to prepare myself. So I came very suddenly. Today I'm very surprised that everybody has a phone in their hand and papers in their hand, but I'm very unprepared today. Thank you so much again, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
You know one thing, sometimes we have paper in the hand so that the others feel that we are serious. I can't prefer anything from there. This is to show the seriousness to the audience.
Yeah. Because I'm the youngest, that's why.
Thank you very much. You have been extempore without any preparation. You start presenting. It comes out of your. We have been touching our hearts and soul. Your unpreparedness sometimes prepares us on the right track of non-violence. Okay, it's wonderful. Thank you very much. Another 5 minutes time.
Sahwa